Throughout the Fallout franchise's long history, the Gatling Laser has been a constant. Today we're going to look at its history and its different variants throughout the different Fallout games. The H&K L30 Gatling Laser. Designed specifically for military use, the L30 was in the prototype stage at the beginning of the Sino-American War, capable of firing only in burst and with a low energy capacity. It was eventually superseded by the more advanced full-auto Gatling lasers. Commonly regarded as the ultimate energy weapon, the L30 saw post-war use by the Brotherhood of Steel Paladins, Unity Nightkin, and even Enclave soldiers. On that note, advanced power armors have a 90% resistance against laser damage, which means the user has to rely solely on critical hits to deal significant damage against enemies in any sort of metal or power armor. However, if one has tagged the energy weapon skill from the start and picked up the right perks, the Gatling Laser can be both very devastating and economical due to the popularity of the ammo in the later part of the game. The Ubifried 3000 Gatling Laser. In contrast with the L30 Gatling Laser, this model is not only fully automatic and has a much larger ammo capacity, requiring a backpack-mounted battery, but also was mass-produced for military use. While they entered service shortly before the war, they quickly became an important part of the arsenal, both of the pre-war and post-war factions. The Gatling Laser is the most advanced type of weapon for the big gun skill. It is similar to the minigun, however, the Gatling Laser is not actually a Gatling weapon, as the barrels do not rotate when it fires. Instead, the barrel fires in a rotating order. However, although the animations for this firing makes it appear very random and haphazard, the barrels do not have a wind-up like the minigun, making the Gatling Laser much easier and quicker to use. Gatling lasers are one of the few weapons capable of shooting down vertibirds. One can easily take out any threat from a safe distance with the Gatling Laser. At long range, it is actually an incredibly accurate weapon, although it performs poorly in VATS. At point-blank range, it actually aims a bit lower than the crosshair. This is easily observable when trying to shoot a corpse's head off while standing on top of it. Although a powerful weapon against targets of every type, this weapon is very rare in the Capital Wasteland without the Broken Steel add-on. Let's take a look at some of the unique variants for the Ubifried 3000. Vengeance has one of the highest damage per second ratings of all automatic weapons in Fallout 3, and can handily slaughter most opponents. Vengeance can be found in the Deathclaw Sanctuary, which is located west of Paradise Falls near the Potomac River, and southwest of Fort Constantine, right next to the broadcast tower KB5. The sanctuary outside has a small number of Deathclaws, and around 10 reside in the sanctuary itself. There is also usually an Enclave outpost near the entrance. Vengeance is found in the southeast of the sanctuary and is located to, or sometimes in, what is literally a pool of blood. Next up is the Precision Gatling Laser. The main advantage of the Precision Gatling Laser is the high critical chance multiplier. Its effectiveness is dependent on the player character's base critical chance, and whether the Better Criticals perk is taken. It is also repairable with regular Gatling lasers. At 3000 caps, it is the most valuable weapon in the game. This Gatling Laser is only found on the Armory Master during the Who Dares Wins, the final quest in the Broken Steel's main plotline, where one must assault the Enclave-controlled Adams Air Force Base. Next up is Fox's Gatling Laser. While doing 1 additional point of damage per shot, it has a lower damage per second due to the lower attack speed and having a fourth of the ammo per reload. It also has a critical multiplier of 0, lower weight, and a lower value. It cannot be used by the Lone Wanderer. It is not possible for the player to obtain the weapon without using console commands. The Spurtlewood 9700 is a unique variant of the Ubifried that can be purchased from the Van Graffs if the Gunrunner's Arsenal DLC is installed. The variant features a different visual design, sporting green glowing cylinders and chargepack. It also shoots green lasers. The weapon synergizes well with perks like Laser Commander and Set Lasers for Fun. The name Spurtlewood is an homage to Scott Spurtle, a medical student who died in 2003 in a biking accident, and Brian Wood, a game designer at Relic Entertainment who was killed in a traffic collision. The model of Gatling Laser found in Fallout 4 and Fallout 76 is as of yet unnamed, and has received a significant visual redesign, most prominently the removal of the backpack power bank. Unlike other Gatling Laser models, this one appears to use 4 AER-9 type long barrels, 3 if the charging barrels are installed, that fire red laser pulses through 2 lenses. It uses fusion cores for ammunition. Each fusion core provides 500 shots, and has a high rate of fire but low accuracy, making it more useful for large numbers of close enemies. Automatic reloading behavior can lead to an inventory full of partially used cores, if frequently swapping between weapons. The Gatling Laser has more damage and accuracy than a tri-barrel minigun, so this is a viable choice should one desire more accuracy and damage per magazine. Its ammo is considerably more cost-effective than a minigun, so this is also good for player characters on a budget that doesn't accommodate for 5mm rounds, but makes fusion cores affordable. Now let's take a look at the unique Gatling lasers in Fallout 4. Final Judgment is a unique Gatling laser that bears the Rapid legendary effect. It is the personal weapon of Arthur Maxon, who carries it into battle during the quests Airship Down, Rocket's Red Glare, Ad Victoriam, and the Nuclear Option for the Brotherhood of Steel. Eternus is a unique Gatling laser that bears the Never-Ending legendary effect. Although using the Never-Ending effect, its actual effect gives the weapon true unlimited ammo. It will use a portion of a fusion core when first fired, but the core's charge will not decrease again while using Eternus. This weapon is carried by the Rogue Knight during the quest Immoral Combat. The quest must be repeated until the Rogue Knight is the challenger. Upon their defeat, they will drop Eternus. When firing the Eternus with a fresh fusion core, the shown ammo will always become 1 less than the fusion core in the player's inventory. The remaining charge of the active fusion core is not equivalent to this number. If the maximum number of fusion cores in the player's inventory is 1, the ammunition in the clip will become 0, causing the fusion core to deplete and be removed from the inventory. Such as the Eternus is completely useless when having less than 3 fusion cores in the inventory. Additionally, if the amount of fusion cores in one's inventory increases while Eternus is out, the current fusion core will instantly be consumed and the gun's ammo will become equal to the remaining fusion cores in one's inventory, then decrease by 1 when firing the Eternus again. The weapon's name comes from the Latin language meaning eternal or immortal. In Fallout 76, a new variant of the Gatling laser was introduced. Modified with ultracite crystal conduits, this weapon sports a new blue and maroon paint scheme and fires yellow-green lasers. Compared to the standard Gatling laser, the ultracite Gatling laser has a higher damage per shot. This is in contrast with the standard laser guns, where the ultracite laser gun tends to have the lower base damage but a higher rate of fire than the standard model. On a separate note, Gatling lasers that spawned before patch 5 could come with the explosive roll on the second star. This caused the visual effect of the laser to be replaced with an explosive bullet effect. The ability for this to happen was patched out, but these weapons can still be found regularly today due to rampant duping. Despite this, unlike other legacy weapons, the explosive Gatling laser is rather weak, due to the lack of a beam splitter. Some people have actually reported that this does less damage than a standard Gatling laser, which already isn't particularly effective. The Gatling laser is one of the most iconic weapons in Fallout's long history, and is one of the greatest instruments for removing ghoulified and mutated abominations from the wasteland. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing for more.